What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my prize picks breakdown video for UFC Vegas 78. We have Rafael dos Anjos going against Vicente Luque.
I need all the wins, yeah. All that and all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another prize picks breakdown video. This week we are breaking down UFC Vegas 78. And yeah, there's actually a lot of things sticking out from a prize picks perspective this week. I think for this week, for me at least, not much is sticking out from a betting perspective. I think where I'm going to make my money this week is, on DraftKings. I like this fight card from a DraftKings perspective, and then on prize picks as well. I think there's a lot of things sticking out. It looks like I have 3, 6, 9, 11 plays that I will give out this week. Last week, not great at all. I mean, there's a couple plays that were just so close, like the Hadley less than fight time. There was a couple other ones. Bahamondes apparently didn't show up that week, and just a lot of weird outcomes last week. So looking to get back on a roll here, and we're going to do it with UFC Vegas 78. And yeah, before we get started, if you guys can please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. You guys can see here that they do have Dana White's Contender Series stuff for prize picks as well. So if you are into that, I would highly recommend it. Check it out. Use that promo code DFSBTN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. But we are here to talk UFC, and we're going to kick it off with the significant strikes. And we're going to start with... Let's start with Marcus McGee here. So Marcus McGee is sitting at 40.5 significant strikes, and I got to go to the less here, and here's why. JP Buys has been knocked down 8 times in 3 UFC fights. He's coming back up to bantamweight after getting starched in the first round by Cody Durden. Marcus McGee is a very big bantamweight. I don't think JP is going to want to strike with McGee, but I think he's going to be forced to. And I just struggle to see, Marcus McGee landing 41 significant strikes on the chin of JP Buys. So I think the less here makes a lot of sense. I think Marcus McGee lands a big shot at some point. And on top of that, I think JP is going to try to grapple as well, which makes me like the less even more. We take a look at JP Buys. Cody Durden landed 23 strikes. Believe it or not, Montel Jackson only landed 25 strikes. And Bruno Silva landed 37 strikes. And on top of that, he's had 2 Dana White's Contender Series fights, and his opponents landed 0 and 25. So that is a 5-fight sample, and JP Buys has never absorbed more than 40 strikes in a fight. So give me the less here on Marcus McGee. I think that one makes a lot of sense this week. All right, moving on. We are going to go to the Tafon Chukwi. We're going to take the more here on significant strikes, sitting at 67.5. And yeah, I love the volume that Tafon Chukwi brings to the table. This guy, Tafon Chukwi, is a guy that's landing 6.05 significant strikes per minute. We saw in some of the fights where he did go the distance. He landed 116 against Mike Rodriguez. He landed 120 against Jamie Pickett. This is a fight that, outside of a Dobson finish, I think this fight does go the full 15 minutes, and if it does, I do expect it to be primarily standing, like the Jamie Pickett fight, and if it is standing for 15 minutes, I think Tafon is going to, quite frankly, destroy this number. Like I said, I think if it does go under or less, I think it's because AJ Dobson lands a big shot, because the chin is the one worry here with Tafon Chukwi. He's been knocked out in his last 2 fights, but he's getting knocked out by Carlos Olberg. He's getting knocked out by Azamat Murzakanov, legit guys with legit powers. So give me the Tafon, take the more on the significant strikes there. And then one last one for significant strikes. This is my least favorite, but Khalil Roundtree, they have his significant strike set at 24.5, and I'm going to ever so slightly lean towards the more here. And the reason being is they're pricing this as, Roundtree's going to knock him out in 60 seconds. Like, I don't think Dawkins is that chin. I mean, I think he's chinny, but, he's getting knocked out by guys like Derek Lewis and, guys like that. So I think Roundtree probably does knock him out, but, Roundtree's a guy that can go out there. He put up 85 against Dustin Jacoby. He went out there and put up 26 against Carl Roberson, 38 against Bukowskis before knocking him out. put up 49 against Praknio in a fight where he didn't show up. He put up 79 against Anders. So it looks like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 5 of his last 6 fights, Roundtree has hit this more. So I think maybe a late first round finish should do it. A second round finish at all should do it. Roundtree, I think this more hits. But it's terrifying. I mean, it's very terrifying with these two. But that was just a low number that really stuck out to me. Let's move on now, though, let us go to the fight time, and which is always my favorite section here. So fight time, 4 things sticking out. This one's self-explanatory. You knew it was coming. Terrence McKinney, less than 4.5 minutes. If it goes more than 4.5 minutes, Terrence McKinney probably loses this fight. I expect Terrence McKinney to come out here and finish this fight very early. He needs to. He's coming in on short notice, and even when he's not on short notice, he has about 5 minutes of gas. So I think 60 seconds is very much in play here for Terrence McKinney, and I think this less hits more often than not. And like I said, if it doesn't hit, McKinney's probably losing. Moving on, we have Francis Marshall taking another less here, 11 minutes. Just due to the fact that Isaac Dalgarian has never been 11 minutes. He's never been 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. He's never been 3 minutes. He's been 2 minutes, though. Isaac Dalgarian. I mean, this is a guy in Dalgarian who just gets in and gets out. So I think he can either starch Marshall early, and if not, I think Marshall probably finishes him in the second there. So one where Dalgarian's literally, I don't think Dalgarian has 11 minutes combined in his career. So give me the less there. Another one is going to be Jacqueline Amarim, less, and this is just like the Terrence McKinney, but instead of 4.5, we're getting 11. Like, if she wins this fight, it's in the first round, and if she doesn't win this fight in the first round, she's going to lose. So, yeah, I think all of her wins come in the first round. I think she should be able to get this fight down to the mat one way or another, and I think she finds the sub here in the first 5 minutes. If she doesn't, like I said, she probably loses. She looked awful in the second and third against Sam Hughes, but I like the 11 minutes here. I'm taking the less. And then lastly, I guess this one's kind of a greasy one, but Budai more than 10.5 minutes. I mean, he's going to cage push for 15 minutes here. If there's a finish, it probably means that Budai, for the first time in his career, got a takedown, got on top, and finished the fight. But Budai's attempted, a massive 0 takedowns his entire career. I expect this to be a typical Martin Budai fight where he's pushing Parisian against the cage, and that's it. So greasy, but I think it hits. Give me the more on the fight time. Fantasy score here. We are going to start it up with Martin Budai. Talked about Martin Budai, and we're going to go with the less here. I mean, this is going to be a terrible fight. 91 point. I mean, that's a lot of points here for a guy in Budai who's not going to land a ton of strikes. He's not going to get a lot of takedowns. He's probably not even going to get one takedown. He's probably going to win a decision. I mean, this is a pretty solid less, unless, like I said, for the first time in his career, he decides to wrestle. But if not, this is going to be a pretty easy less on this one. I guess it all comes down to the game plan of Budai, and we haven't seen him wrestle, and there's no reason to think he should in this matchup. I think he cage pushes Josh Parisian, and cage pushing isn't putting up 92 in this fight. And then I'll give one more. It's going to be the Jacqueline Amarim, the more here. This kind of aligns with the less than the 11 minutes. I think if she wins, it's in the first round, and if you win in the first round, you get 100 points right there, so that would be a more for me. All of her wins come in the first round. Like I said, she's going to have a significant grappling advantage, and if she does not finish this fight in the first round, I think she probably loses. So give me Amarim. Her round 1 prop is like plus 110, which is ridiculous for a strawweight fight, but it's plus 110 for a reason. Let's go to the takedowns, and typically not a lot sticks out on the takedowns, but there is 2 here. So I'm going to go with Yasmin Lucindo. I'm going to take the less on the takedowns, less than 2. In my opinion, she shouldn't wrestle at all. I mean, in my opinion, she should have 0 takedowns here. Will she wrestle? That's up to her. But if she does that, she's going to be playing a very, very dangerous game. So I guess it just comes up to the game plan of Yasmin Lucindo. I would not want to go to the ground with Pauliana Viana. If you're Lucindo, you probably want to be stuffing the takedowns, and Viana will pull guard, but pulling guard does not count as a takedown. So, yeah, give me the less here just because, why would she go for takedowns? And then, yeah, there she is. Luana Santos, I don't love it, but Again, Luana Santos even probably shouldn't be going for takedowns. I kind of think she will. She'll do that head and arm throw, so I can see her getting maybe 1 or 2. But kind of like the Lucindo fight, there really shouldn't be a reason for Santos to wrestle here at all. You know, she's probably not going to want to go down to the mat with Juliana Miller, I don't think she's great at a lot of things, but what she is great at is the jiu-jitsu department. So if you're Santos, you're probably wanting to keep this fight upright, and getting 3 takedowns just wouldn't make a ton of sense to me here. So, yeah, give me the less on Luana Santos for takedowns. And there you have it. That is it. 11 plays. I'm actually really liking this week from a PrizePicks perspective. I think a lot sticking out. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how the week plays out. Need to bounce back after the last 2 weeks. We kicked it off very strong in the first 2 weeks. On fire. Last 2 weeks have not been great, but you know, this is where we turn it around here and should be a good night for some PrizePicks there. If you guys could do me a favor, leave a like on your way out, subscribe to the channel. You can check out PrizePicks and use that promo code DFSBTN for a 100% deposit bonus. Helps me out, helps you out, free money. And yeah, check it out, guys. All right, best of luck, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.